Hello, 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 beloved souls. Blessed be, blessed day. So, happy Thursday for those of you that are listening today. It's a thrilling, tantalizing time. It's Kaidan Day. So, like I said before, I don't want to just be putting out content for the sake of putting out content. And when messages are getting channeled to me that are super strong, that I feel like I need to share immediately, like I'm on it. Um, so today, what I've been shown a lot within the collective, we have first of all this full moon. Before that, we have the 3-3 portal coming up, right? Powerful time. Three is the Trinity, right? So in Christianity, that would be the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And other sectors, it's like the Virgin, the Mother, the Virgin, the Mother, and the Crone, right? Or the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, and the Divine, right? However you're looking at that. So we have this powerful three energy coming in. Three is the number of the ascended masters, right? Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, John the Baptist, Buddha, Gandhi, all of these beautiful ascended masters that have walked this earth before us, sharing these great messages, Muhammad, all of the prophets, right? Um, there is a lot of work being done within dynamics, right? And I'm talking like big, deep work being done, clearings happening, things kind of being demolished in order to rebuild in something stronger, a stronger foundation, things really being uprooted, is what I've been seeing as well. So some of you are going to be dealing with your exes coming back, right? Some of them are going to be very loud, very showy. They want to kind of like put on a show for you. They're gonna come forward with their what they feel is their best self, right? So whether that's them in like new designer clothing or they've been working out, they just kind of want to like put their best foot forward and show you, hey, I've been doing some external work right now and I'm ready to kind of like revisit what we were. Now, again, I'm going to say this again. They've been doing a lot of external work. We need to make sure that the shift is happening internally and not just externally, right? For some of you, your relationship's dissolved for a very strong reason, right? It's over because it needed to be over, right? Like that part of your chapter is done. And so you don't want to be deceived by the show that's being put forth for you right now. You don't want to be distracted by someone who looks good but isn't necessarily a good look, right? Because those are two different conversations, right? Just because a person looks good doesn't necessarily mean that they're good for you. And there's a reason why things kind of ended. Now, there are going to be people maybe that come back that you haven't seen in a hot minute, right? A couple of years have gone by. This isn't someone that you just like kind of broke up with a few weeks ago and now they're coming back and they're like, hey, I've changed, I'm different, I'm willing to do everything that you need. And you know that like a tiger doesn't change its stripes, right? That's not this. I'm talking about people that like there are going to be others that are coming back into your life that you haven't been with in years, right? And you've grown through things and they've grown through things, and the two of you are very different people than who you were at the time of your relationship dissolving. And that's because they've been doing the work internally and it's starting to show up externally. But there's a lot of work being done all around. A lot of demolition, a lot of rebuilding, um, a lot of cleaning up our external world, right, as a reflection of what's going on internally. And, again, you have to be very discerning because there are those that are going to show up externally that really look good, but haven't done the inner work. And you'll know that pretty quickly in your dealings with them, right? It's going to be like one conversation and you're like, yeah, I'm good. This is the same, behavior, the same pattern, that was there before. And there's others that are showing up that look good because they've been cleaning up their act, right? And so as within, so without. It's not this deceptive kind of magic trick, but it's up for you to be very discerning as to how you're going to be receiving these energies. Um, for some of you, I just feel like you're being watched. And you may not even know it, right? So there are people that are like on your social media, just kind of like watching you and seeing what's going on and trying to get as much information about you as possible, but they're really not like reaching out yet. Like they don't have the confidence to kind of like make the statement, make the call, send a text, send an email. They don't know what's going to happen if they try to like fully reach out, if they're actually blocked or not. Um, but also, and then when it comes to the blocking, right? When we block something, we haven't healed from it. And so that energy is going to revisit you. So you have to deal with the lion on your path. You have to deal with the energies as they're coming out. Burying your head in the sand, ignoring them, avoiding them isn't going to change anything. You have to deal with things head on. And that's a big part of what I'm seeing coming through for this portal that we got coming up on for the 3-3 portal, as well as this full moon that's going to be happening in Virgo on the 7th, or depending on where you're at in the world, but it's March 7th for the most part. Um the full moon is going to be in the sign of Virgo. Now, the sun is in Pisces right now, right? And Pisces is very intuitive, they're very creative, they're very emotional. They are the end of our zodiac like calendar year, right? They end things. So full moons are all about completions anyway, things, finishing out or ending new chapters. And a part of all of this stuff being shifted around us is because we're ending one cycle, right? We're putting a nail in the coffin, we're closing the door, we're finished up there in order for us to move forward with something else. So the sun is in Pisces right now. So we have a big highlight on our intuition, our emotions, our creativity, right? That's that it's a water sign, so water, that's our sacral chakra, energy coming in. And then it moves into, then we'll be moving into Aries, right, which is that fire sign. Right now we have the sun in Pisces, which the full moon is in Virgo. So the full moon is highlighting the shadow side of Virgo energy, right? Virgos are very organized, very tactical, grounded, they like to get things done. But the shadow side of that is that they're very critical, especially self-critical. Um, they can deal with an energy of analysis paralysis because they go so deep into trying to figure something out that they actually don't get things done. Um, they can be, it can be debilitating how the overthinking and the overanalyzing and the criticism will cause you. It'll make someone that's supposed to be on it not do anything because they're just so stuck in their head going through all the details, right? And so Virgo is represented by the Hermit and Tarot, right? And the Hermit what does what? Goes to like a cave, goes off by themselves, goes deep within to figure things out. Nothing wrong with going within to figure things out. Like I said, the sun is in Pisces. This is a great time to go within, but you can't stay within, right? This isn't about staying stuck in the cave for like 40 years. This is about like going up to the mountain for a couple of days, like Moses did, and then coming down with your information and sharing it with the collective, right? It's like you can't just stay isolated all the time. You got to deal with reality and the reality of the collective around you. So, a lot of our relationships, especially intimate relationships, are going to be under analysis at this time, right? And so you're really going to need to trust into your intuition and not be deceived by, again, the smoke and mirrors and the magic trick of what these exes that are coming forth for you are trying to show you, right? There's a lot of aggressive energy going on with this full moon. I've already been picking up on that stuff. And there's a lot of complications when it comes to communication, right? So, how are you showing up and how are you communicating what's in your heart, right? From the space of love, we want to move through our high heart as we're having these conversations and get out of the mind, which is where Virgo will be with that shadow energy and the full moon of overanalyzing, overthinking, and the egoic mind kind of taking over, right? This is a Pisces, very emotional sign, right? They're a heart-based sign. So this is, let me move through my heart and have these conversations. Let me move through my heart and see where I really am. Let me move through my heart and look at this person through the eyes of the divine, but get out of my head with the over analyzing, the self criticism. And again, it has to be very discerning, right? Like, again, if you just broke up with someone a few weeks ago and things weren't working out, a, a tiger doesn't change its stripes that quick. Like it's just it is what it is, right? They're coming back. They look great. You miss them. You miss your connection. Blah 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 blah. I get it, but then there's the other side of that of is this loneliness or is this love, right? And first and foremost, is this you loving yourself by being in this dynamic, right? Is this a reflection of you loving yourself? Or are you being reflected back the areas in your life that you don't love yourself, right? The shortcomings, the insecurities, the fears. Um, do you just want the attention, right? Like that's another thing that's coming up with these energies. So just be really mindful of all of that. And again, there's a lot of work being done. There's a lot of activations going on. There's a lot of things being broken down and broken apart. There's a reason that relationships are ending or have recently ended, right? And that's the time for us to take a step back and to do some healing, for us to take a step back and for us to have some deep introspection as to what's going on within our own energetic field, right? Like so many people are out there in the world dating when they should be healing, right? They haven't healed from their last relationships. They haven't healed from their trauma. They haven't healed from the poor decisions that they made in order to be in alignment with these people, right? And it's, instead, we go from the pot to the pan, right? The fire to the fucking stove. You're just jumping from one thing to another, but you're not actually taking a step back to do the deep inner work, taking a step back to reflect on how am I showing up in the world and why do these energies keep coming up when I'm, out here dating? And if this didn't work and I'm kind of dating the same person, you know what I mean? But the faces and names might change a little bit. What within my energetic field is in alignment with that? Like I had to learn that lesson the really hard way. Like I was dating people and I kept getting people that were kind of like jealous or like possessive or like accusing me of doing shit I wasn't doing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't lie, I don't cheat, I don't steal. These are three things that I don't do. They're the non negotiables in my life. But I'm like, okay, if I'm seeing a pattern here where I'm dating kind of like insecure guys, is a part of me insecure? Am I jealous? You know, um, Am I jealous? Am I critical? Am I insecure? Like I had to start looking at that because the people in our lives are reflections of what's going on with us as well. So there's a pattern there, right? And that was something that I had to dive deep into and be shown the blind spots by the Holy Spirit and do all the freaking inner work, and I took a step back. And when I got out of a relationship, it took me 2 years before I was even willing to dive deep into something else, right? And to start seeing other people because I needed time to heal myself and heal from all the relationships that I had been through beforehand before I wanted to start doing something else. Like again, I know we get bored and we get lonely sometimes, but it's very selfish for you to be out there dating every Tom, Dick, and Harry when you haven't done the inner work for yourself, and you're just going to cause more trauma and more drama in your life as well as the life of whoever you're coupled with at the same time. Especially if you're being intimate with these people because you're picking up all of their high and low vibrational energy and vice versa. Sorry, I have to drink some millionaire tea. We'll see. Anyway, so we're going to pull a couple of romance cards, see what's going on. We're going to pull some cards from the sexual tarot as well. And then we're going to get some messages from Gaia because, again, it's full moon. So thank you, love angels and guides, for being here with me in the collective. I'm gonna pull some cards to the Divine Masculine and then Divine Feminine separately. All right. What do the Divine Masculines need to know, need to see, need to address at this time? Okay, got a few messages coming out. Wow, not surprising. So we got some new love coming in for all of you. Again, be mindful of how you're showing up in things, but there are new offers coming in, right? So maybe some of you Divine Masculines have met someone, right? And it's feeling good and it's feeling delicious, right? Here we got chemistry coming in, right? So heightened sexual energy and power, really deep connection here. And it's exciting to you, right? This new person, this new energy is coming into your life is exciting and it's new. But they don't want you to forget to love yourself first. At the end of the day, self love is the best love. Like, if we do not love ourselves first, we cannot necessarily love another person. You cannot give what you do not have. Point blank and simple, right? So we need to make sure our cup is full. We need to make sure that we're doing our due diligence and then we're moving things forward, right? So really want to tap into these energies. And remember, this new person that's coming into your life, this is an amazing connection, right? This is awesome. This is probably a divine counterpart coming into your life. Don't ignore it, but don't be distracted by it at the same time. All right? See what's going on with you, divine feminines. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guys. What do divine feminines need to know? Wow, y'all got like a fucking book. I'm definitely not taking all of those. We're gonna try this again. Let me get the two that fell in my lap. We're gonna get the two that fell in my lap. Oh wow, bottom of the deck. Separation. Told you a lot of endings. There's a lot of relationships ending, divine feminine, and this is not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes you gotta go apart in order to be together. Nothing wrong with it, right? You just gotta own it and see who it is, see what it is, take it for what it is. Again, for some of you, your exes are gonna be coming back. Reconciliation. So this is about the energy of discernment. Is this person who you need them to be, and are you who they need at this time, or is it just because you're lonely, right? Don't just hop into something because you're lonely, you don't want to be by yourself. And we have religious factors coming in again. So that doesn't surprise me with this 3-3 portal coming in, all of the ascendant masters that are going to be coming in. Some of you may not be with the person because of your differences when it comes to religion or spirituality. So that's just something that you need to be mindful of, right? Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and your spiritual path. So some of you are doing the work and you're ascending and you're growing and you're evolving and you're hitting the next levels of yourself, right? And then you have this person coming back into your life and you need to see, are they doing the inner work? This is going to be kind of the deciding factor, because if you're on this path of ascension and growth and spiritual work and you're diving deep into who you are as a soul, and they're still on their petty Betty or petty Paul shit and not doing the work that they need to do inside, you guys are going to be on two separate pages. And for some of you, that is what's causing the separation, right? You're just not in alignment anymore, right? You're on one spiritual path and they're on another path, and you guys just can't get it together, right? Sorry, guys. All right, we're gonna do some sexual tarot again. Divine masculine, angels and guys. What do they need to know? What do they need to see? Y'all be doing the most. Get one card. And say one card. That was quick. So we got the Knight of Cups coming in, right? This is that playful, flirtatious kind of energy. But this divine masculine is looking for a feminine who is pure, authentic, vulnerable, confident, right? She's completely naked. She's completely exposed. She's showing up in the purest form possible. And that's what's drawing her in. So divine masculine is this new love energy that you got coming in. This person is going to be very different for you. They're going to show up pure, authentic, raw, completely in their whole self. And you're going to see them at a deep soul level. And I feel like that's really what the draw is for you at this time. So that's super sexy. I love that. Let's see. Divine Feminine is what meant. Okay. Got a little Ten of Pentacles action going on, right? So finally with someone who is seeing you for who you are and valuing you for who you are, because this is a Pentacles card, and Pentacles we know are about the material world and things like that. Again, I'm going to keep saying this. Be mindful that the people that are coming back into your life right now, because I don't feel like this is for those of you that are actually in a relationship, but for those of you that have these exes that are coming back, don't be distracted by the fucking roses and the candy. All right? Like, they got to come correct. I know that the connection is powerful. I know that they make you feel some kind of way. I know you probably never came that way with anyone else before. I get it. Like, I get it. I get all the things. Trust me, I get it. But I need you to stay focused. Okay? I need you to stay focused. They're going to come in kissing your feet, right? Worshiping the ground you walk on, saying all the right things, right? Tantalizing you with the treats and the flowers and the candy and the dates and all the things that you wanted for a hot minute. And then it goes right back to the old energy. right? And so you need to be mindful of that during this time. All right, let's get some final messages from Gaia. Gaia, what do you want the divine masculines to know when it comes to this 3-3 portal and the full moon and Virgo that we got going on? What do they need to know? What do I need to see? This does not surprise me. What did I just tell you? Vulnerability, divine masculines. This is kind of what you're looking for at this time. You want vulnerability from your partner because that's how you're showing up, right? So you're exposing yourself, you're opening your heart, you're letting everything kind of just lay on the table, and you're looking for someone who is going to draw that energy back to you. And so I feel like many of you during this time are going to start meeting and being aligned with person in your soul family, your soul tribe. For some of you, this might be your divine counterpart, but you're really being drawn to the energies of those who are honest and vulnerable and authentic, right? Because this is how you're learning to start to show up. You're exposing yourself and that you're drawing that delicious energy into you. I love it because this is very phallic looking to me, right? So it's kind of like we got this beautiful bud opening up, little vulva action, and then we have these beautiful flowers that look very phallic. So you guys are, telling you, you got some divine counterparts coming in. Ugh, and then look, synergy. You can't make this shit up. Like you're literally looking for like your other half at this time. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful, beautiful energy. Don't be distracted by the external. I'm gonna keep telling y'all that. Just because a person looks good doesn't mean that they're a good look. Just be mindful of that. A lot of idiots out here. Ancient healing and wisdom coming in for you. So for some of you, you're connecting with your ancestors. Again, that does not surprise me as we have this 3-3 portal coming in. Um, but you're starting to get cut on, right? And there are things falling apart in your life for a reason, right? They are not serving your highest and greatest good at this time. They need to be left. There's a lot of clearing going on, a lot of destruction going on so that you can rebuild and have a stronger, solid foundation. And your ancestors are really coming in for you. And some of you have been shamans in past lives, and you're kind of awakening to your spiritual gifts and talents and tools. Okay? Hold on, guys. And then we have DNA coming through with karma. All right. So look, we have the snakes, like they go up like they do in the caduceus. So we have a lot of deep healing going on. So there's deep karmic clearings and healings happening to you and for you at a cellular level. And that's really going to help you shift through all of these things, right? Clearing the karma from those past relationships, clearing out the codependency, the separation anxiety, all of the things, all the unhealthy relationship patterns that we've learned over a lifetime, right? All of that's being cleared out for you at this time. It is really, really beautiful. It is perfect. And again, because this is a DNA activation going through, this is your ancestors coming through, right? Helping you to heal this energy, my divine masculine, so that you can move forward, so that all the things that are being broken apart in your life do lead to your healing, right? Your inner and outer healing as well. This is so powerful. I'm going to pause this video for 1 second, guys. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Um, Knocks on the door, delays, interruptions. So, divine masculines, do not be deterred by things that might be interrupting your flow at this time. Um, Things that are kind of just not shifting in the right direction, or they may seem a little delayed because there's no mistakes in tarot. So all of that happened for a reason. What I didn't show you, my beautiful divine masculines, is the bottom of the deck, full moon completion. So we're ending this cycle. And this karma that you're clearing out, I feel like for many of you, it's like you have finally healed as the divine masculine collective, right? This isn't just masculine energy, but this is those of you that have been doing the deep inner work, right? You have finally done some healing, some introspection, some studying of yourself, and you finally come to an end of the chapter. So for many of you, you've healed and cleared a lot of the distorted relationship patterns that you might have picked up through your ancestry, right? We had our beautiful ancestors coming through that have been stored within your DNA. I'm sure many of you are aware of this, but a woman is born with her eggs inside of her, right? So your traumas and dramas and distorted relationship patterns were already kind of built in you from the things that you got from your mom, right? And her mom. So many of you are clearing that energy now, right? Many of you are moving past that energy. Many of you are taking your power back and healing that, and no longer allowing the distorted toxic behavior of some of the feminine energies that have been around to veer you off path, right? Especially your path as a divine masculine. So it's a really powerful time for you. Really extraordinary. I'm really happy for you guys. All right. See what's popping with the divine feminines. Thank you, angels and guides. What does divine feminines need to know about this beautiful portal we got going on and the full moon in Virgo? Okay. Wow, volcano volatility. I'm telling you, the aggressive energy that's been going on, it's like what in the entire fuck is happening, right? A lot of upheaval. So if things are popping off or kind of exploding around you or you're feeling a little volatile, make sure that you try to stay really grounded during this time, right? Don't allow yourself to be triggered by some of the things that are going on around you. This volatility, it's that same destruction energy that I was talking about, right? Like things really just coming to a head, coming apart, being broken down. They're almost showing it to me like a demolition, when they like take a bomb and blow some shit up in order to clear it out so that they can rebuild on that. That's this energy, right? So this is a tower moment for many of you divine feminine. So don't run away from it. Really embrace it because it's here to serve you. Okay. We have, I love it, childhood innocence coming in, right? So for some of you, you've been connecting or you're reconnecting with someone from your childhood, right? Someone that maybe you like grew up with or grew up around and kind of hadn't seen. But this is also an energy of healing the inner child, right? That's really what I'm feeling with this one. It's us healing, doing the work and healing our inner child. Again, with the people that are going to be coming back into your life or have come back into your life. Um, have they done the inner work, right? Have they been honoring and healing and loving their own inner child, right? And how can you be the person today that your inner child needed? Okay, how can you be that person? How can you um really just honor and hold and protect that energy within yourself? All right. And for some of you, this is, you're really being affected by children right now, and that children play a pivotal role in how we handle and deal with our relationships, right? Especially intimate relationships, because you need to be mindful if you're a parent of who you're bringing around your children, right? Always. And how they feel and, how they're picking up the vibrations. Is it a healthy environment? Is it toxic? What are you teaching your children, right? What are they learning through you, through observing you, right? Because they're not going to really do what you say, they're going to do what you do, right? So, how are you showing up? And are you loving yourself enough to set boundaries, to be discerning in your energies, to not keep creating the same old relationship patterns, right? Are you in this energy of discernment, and are you being an example to them of what healthy relationships look like and healthy dynamics look like? Again, don't just hold on to something or latch onto something because you're lonely or you kind of miss them. Like, understand the dynamics of everything that went down to bring you to this point. And if things have truly shifted internally to the external, fantastic. If things have only shifted on the external, then this is an energy that you need to walk away and protect yourself, just like you would protect a child. All right. We have crystals, focus, big old energy here, right? Focus. Again, for some of you, you need to get really, really grounded, right? So working with crystals at this time would be a super benefit to you. I'm always crystalled out, protecting myself. It's so funny. I was drawn to the like a turquoise, not like a turquoise, it's a turquoise bracelet. And I was drawn to it today with all the healing energies and to put it on my right side, right? So this is the side that we receive, our left side. The right side is what we give out. And so giving this healing energy out to the collective. So I think this is very potent energy that's coming through, allowing you to, when you focus your energies on your own healing, right? This is a crystal cave, right? So this is like going within and focusing our energies and getting grounded and being protected, especially these amethyst crystals that I'm seeing right here, right? Amethyst is a big protection stone, right? But it also connects us with our higher self all the time. So you really want to be tuned in, tapped in, and turned on to the energies around you. And again, you're doing the inner work, right? As a divine feminine, you're going within, you're doing the inner work, you're looking deep, deep, deep within. What are you in turn allowing into your life now, right? What are you in alignment with? What's being drawn to you? And if there are things that are triggering you, right, that is a huge indicator of what you need to heal, right? If there are old energies that are coming back to you that you're no longer in alignment with, guess what? It's coming up so that you can say, hey, whether I've actually grown through this or if I'm still revisiting the same cycle and there's still more that I need to learn from the situation, right? In spiritual truth, there is no wrong path, right? All roads lead home. Sometimes it just takes us a little bit longer to learn some of these lessons, right? So now these things are being brought forth to you and being put in your face so you can acknowledge it and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna do better this time around," or "Shit, like I didn't learn anything and now I'm doing this all over again." Right? I get it. Sometimes we're lonely, sometimes we miss people, especially if you had like a great lover in the past and you're freaking hashtag team single like I am right now, and then you're thinking about that and it's just like, at least I know what I'm getting over there, right? But then it's like when you go over there, you get that same low vibrational energy that's gonna fucking drain you and it's depleting you and then triggering you and you gotta start the process all over again. It's like, no. Better to be by yourself at this time. All right? March. And last but not least, my beautiful divine feminines, love, 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 love. Crazy love. All right? Beautiful love. So compassion coming in. And compassion is the cousin of empathy. I'm sorry. Like, they're driving me crazy with the messages that are coming through. I'm working, but I'm working. I'm channeling, and then I'm getting interrupted with work. Um, but this is loving yourself. This is having compassion for yourself and your healing and your growth and the things that you're growing through at this time. Because of this full moon being in Virgo, right? Virgo, again, that energy can be in the shadow side, can be very critical, right? Very over analytical, over analyzing type of thing, right? So this is having some compassion for yourself during this time, right? Having compassion for the things that you have to grow through our relationships, because heal and grow through our relationships here on this planet. Like that's the biggest way that we deal with things. So having some compassion for yourself for all that you've been through, for all that you've grown through, right? And for the lessons that came forth for you through them, right? And also having compassion for others because just like you're going through this or growing through this, so is everybody else, right? And so, yeah, maybe you're going to have a little compassion for your ex that comes out of the woodworks and wants to holler at you. It doesn't mean that you decide to go back into a relationship with them. It doesn't mean that you start the cycle all over again, but it does mean that, like, you're holding energetic space for them and you understand where they're at. But you need to be very discerning. And I'm just going to keep saying that. You need to be very discerning in these energies, right? Just because a person looks good doesn't make them a good look. And is this serving your highest and greatest good? Or are you just in this point right now where you don't really want to do your healing work and you don't want to be lonely? And so you're just going to hop from one relationship to another, not really learning anything and then repeating the cycles. Okay? This is time for you to learn, grow, and move on. And you get to up level at a big time. And you get to go within and say, what does love look like to me? What does love feel like to me? 33333. I just on the clock. Um, how do I love, honor, and respect myself? Okay, and then move forward, right? And then move forward. And again, be discerning. There's gonna be those that dropping the love on the floor. There's gonna be those that have done deep inner work and are remembering you and your energy, and because you've both been doing inner work, now you're back in alignment again. And there's gonna be others that are just showing up, um, like a fucking rooster, just like just making all this noise and doing all this shit, but on the inside, nothing has really changed, right? So don't be distracted by the beautiful feathers, of all these little roosters out here that are trying to tantalize you. Be focused, okay? I just keep saying the same thing because that's the strongest message that's just coming through. It's like, you're going to see the shifts. You're going to see a lot of things coming to a head. There's going to be a lot of destruction and things breaking down, and it's recreating a new foundation. But you need to decide, or do you want a house that's built on sand, or do you want a house that's built on the rock, right? And what are you doing with it? And not everybody that shows up to help you build this home actually has your best interest at heart. You need to be mindful of that. All right, my beautiful divine feminists. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. This went longer than I intended, but it's because we kept getting interrupted. So, apologies. Um, I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you. I hope this message finds you well, and I will see you soon, my beloveds. Later.